Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Ethel Merman, and I've got a secret.
I've Got a Secret, brought to you tonight by Post Cereals. The cereals that make breakfast a little bit better. Post Cereals.
Two naturals join forces in a natural new cereal combination. Post Bran and Prune Flakes. Now you get the rewards of both in one box, in one delicious serving. Two naturals join forces to put the benefits of bran and the sweetness of prunes in every spoonful. To give you flavor you're sure to take a liking to. Two naturals join forces in new Post Bran and Prune Flakes.
From New York, here is I've Got a Secret, starring Steve Allen.
Thanks very much. Good evening. Welcome once again to I've Got a Secret. Now that you've met the one and only Ethel Merman, and doesn't she look great, panel, by the way? Yeah. Anyway, now that you've met the one and only Ethel Merman, let's meet the four and only members of our panel. First and foremost, there is Betsy Palmer. Second and foremost, there is Bill Cullen. Third and utmost, there is Bess Meyerson. And fourth and foremost, there is Henry Morgan. Now, panel, before we meet our first guest, I'm afraid I'm going to have to ask you to put on your blindfolds. There they go. And now that the blindfolds are just about all in place, may we have our first contestant, please. Just jump right in there, sir. Now, I'm going to refer to this gentleman for a while here anyway, panel, as Mr. X. But I will tell you this much. He is celebrating an anniversary this year. And if you'll whisper the details of that to me, sir, we'll show our audience why it is such a remarkable anniversary. My goodness. There's a little bit more to the secret. Go ahead. Panel, the clue to Mr. X's secret concerns something that he has been doing for the past 40 years. We'll start the game now with Bess Meyerson, and incidentally, panel, please keep your blindfolds on till the end of this game, if you would. All right, Bess?
Mr. X, you've been doing this for 40 years. Is that perhaps how old you are?
No.
No. Did you start doing this when you were, say, in your teens?
Yes.
And did you have to learn how to do this?
Yes.
Is it a physical thing that you've been doing?
Yes.
And what?
A good start, Bess. $20 down. Henry?
Mr. X, are you in the sports world?
Yes.
Are you in baseball?
Yes.
$40 down, a very quick buzzer that time, if I do say so myself. Betsy?
Did you just win the series?
No.
Are you a baseball player now, an older one?
No, he's a young fellow that's been playing for 40 years.
I don't think 40 is very old, to tell you the truth. So, but are you still in the field of baseball?
Yes.
Are you a player?
Yes.
They don't ring me, do they? They know I'm not going to ask them.
Sports fans over there. Okay, $60 down. Bill Cullen?
Did you this last season sit outside the dugout in a rocking chair, sir?
Yes.
If I guess it, Steve, would that knock this Mr. X out of the $20?
No, go right ahead, Bill, if you know who it is.
Oh, because I was going to miss it. Are you a man who, along with Josh Gibson, I have admired for many years by the name of Satchel Paige?
Yes, sir. That's right.
Look at him.
You know, when I was a kid, you know, the old line, what do you want to be when you grow up? Well, there was a stage I went through where I wanted to be a pitcher, and this guy was always one of my heroes. And he was such a kick, yeah, and Bill's.
And how come, after all these years of pitching, he looks so much better than Henry?
Not only that, I think it's more than 40 years.
Well, let's kick that subject around for a minute now, Satchel. There's been a lot of speculation and debate as to just about how old you are. Could you clear up that mystery once and for all for the American people?
Well, I've been trying at my age so long till I want to keep it now. They did a lot of research work behind me. And every time they would get a stack of papers, you know, high enough where they thought they had me, I would just slip out of the loophole. I just slipped out.
No comment, in other words. Well, now, I don't want to embarrass you, but it is a matter of record that you started pitching professionally way back in 1926, and you played in various baseball circuits for 22 years before you finally got into the major leagues. Now, the way I figured, you either must have started in the majors at an age when most pitchers were already retired, or you were a baby in 1926.
Well, I was really young in 1926.
Oh, yeah. Do you have any idea then how many games you pitched in your career?
I wish I did, because I used to play winter and summer. I started in the Latin country. I started baseball in Panama, Caracas, and Maracaibo, and Cuba, and all those places. And I used to start over here in May and finish over here. I'd go over there in Puerto Rico and Cuba.
You play 12 months a year then?
Oh, yeah.
My goodness.
I'd play 12 months a year.
And that's been going on for about 4 million years. So you multiply those two figures, and you got the number of games. Now, this year you pitched with the Kansas City A's. How did you do?
Well, I will say I had a little luck, because I had been out of baseball 16 years then before I come back to the majors. I went in 1948, and I come out, and I went in the International League. And I will say I had luck with the kids there, because they didn't think I could throw as hard as I did. And when they got set up for me, it was too late then. I started my hesitation pitching. They was all balled up. They couldn't do anything about it.
Yeah, well, that's not bad for somebody our age, I must say. Hey, Satch, we got a couple of gloves here and a ball. Would you give us a sample of just 2 or 3 of the famous pitches that you invented to confuse batters?
I certainly will.
All right. I guess they have the ball backstage there, Satch. I'll get down here like an idiot and catch you. I think they have right to the right there. You'll get it from second base. They're going to give you a ball.
You hear them all talking about and all about it's the hesitation.
What's this called?
Hesitation.
Hesitation. Okay. Got to get a new ball with each pitching. What's this called?
Now, this is the blooper.
The blooper. What does it do?
Well, it ain't gonna do nothing wrong now. I'll make it.
You've got to be ready for it when it does it.
Okay.
Yeah. What's this next one called?
That's my original. This is what I live by. This is my fastball.
I'll see you folks later. All right, easy on me now.
I will. I will, man. I got eye to eye.
Whoa! You know, seriously, this afternoon before the show, I learned more about pitching from 15 minutes talking to Mr. Page than I did in about 8 years when I was a kid just throwing. Oh, dear. Well, sir, it's easy to see why Satchel Paige draws such crowds when he travels around putting on exhibitions with the Harlem Globetrotters. But, you know, panel, in addition to his famous pitching, he's also famous for his formula for staying young. And I happen to have a copy of some of his little bits of philosophy right here. And they really add up to something. Here's the first one. Avoid fried meats, which angry up the blood. It's kind of Shakespearean, I think. And here's one that says, if your stomach disputes you, lie down and pacify it with cool thoughts. Here's another good one. Keep the juices flowing by jangling around gently as you move. And here's good advice, too. Go light. Go very light on the vices, such as carrying around in society, because the social rumble ain't restful. There's a famous one. Which the big one, that's right.
Sorry, I won't get it right, but it says, don't look behind you. Don't look back because something
might be gaining on you.
Something may be gaining
That's
on
the
you.
big one, yeah. Well, it's good advice, not only for staying in great shape for baseball games, but for staying young generally. And obviously, Satchel Paige must be following his own advice, because besides his fantastic baseball career, he has written 2 books, and he has just become a father for the 7th time. Satch, congratulations, and thanks for being with us tonight. Thank you. Boy, I can't wait to get at a batter after what he showed me today. Now then, we'll be back with you again in just a minute, but first, let's watch this.
We're taking you to a New Orleans airport restaurant where we served Sanka coffee to people without their knowing it.
How does that compare with the coffee that you made at home today?
Very good.
That's Sanka coffee.
Is it? Very good. It really is.
Surprising Sanka coffee. 97% caffeine-free. But caffeine has no taste in coffee. Comes instant and ground.
Panel, this next secret is really something unusual. May we have our next contestants, please? Hello. Make yourself right at home in there, if you would. How do you do, sir? How do you do? Nice to have you with us. Now, would you tell us your names, please, and where you're from?
Helen Rayrat from Belmore.
Helen Rayrat from Belmore, Long Island. You, sir?
Yes. Dr. Bulla from Washington.
Dr. Bulla from Washington. Well, Dr. Bulla is a medical doctor, and Mrs. Rayrat is a nurse. There's a clue for you. Recently, they worked together, in fact, on a maternity case. They delivered a baby together, but, well, that, of course, is not too unusual for a doctor and a nurse, but wait. Doctor? Don't keep things from me now. This is it. I see. Yeah. And you are now, too, I'm afraid. But there must be more to it. Would you tell me more, please? I see. And a little more? Fantastic. Panel, the clue concerns the unusual circumstances of this delivery, and we'll start the questioning with Betsy Palmer.
Miss Rayrat,
Yes.
did you deliver the baby here in New York City?
No.
Did you deliver it in this country?
No.
Oh. Dr. Boulia, were you on the ground when you delivered this baby?
No.
Were you both in an aeroplane?
Yes.
You were?
Yes.
Let's see. Was this baby delivered very recently?
Yes.
Of someone we would know by name, of the parents? This was in a...
I doubt that you would know the name, Betsy. There's $20 down. Bill Cullen?
We know that this baby was delivered in an airplane.
Yes.
Might we have read about it in the papers?
I certainly hope not.
Why not?
Because it allows up the whole show, that's why.
I never thought of it that way.
Otherwise, you can read about it all night long, for all I care.
Did this happen in the last week?
No.
Were you delivered in an airplane?
There weren't even airplanes when I was delivered. I wasn't even delivered in a hospital.
Neither was I.
Weren't you home, too? Excuse us.
Tell us about
Yeah.
I thought I was the only one ever delivered in a...
I wasn't. My brother was also.
In the kitchen?
No.
Were you delivered in the
In the kitchen, yes. Go! It's $40 down. For what, I don't know.
It's my turn to question Bill.
Get to the hang of it. Let's see what that has to say in the way of a question.
Now, Doctor, were you both coincidentally on this plane with the woman who delivered?
We were not.
You were not on the plane when the woman delivered the baby?
No.
Were you flown up to the plane? No, wait a minute. Well, you said we didn't read it in the papers. They never print a story like that here. Did you deliver the baby while the plane was in flight?
Yes.
Hey, we're in the
Wait a minute. Were you in the kitchen?
No. They were fighting with the pilot every inch of the... No, $60, Henry.
Dr. Fuller, did you say you were not in the plane?
I was not.
Did you have anything to do with delivering this baby?
Yes.
Are you a mailman?
Oh, this is a funny secret, you must admit. Cheer up, Mrs. Rerat. And you should have been on the plane if you think this is laugh. In spite of the fact that Dr. Bulla and Nurse Rerat worked together in a maternity case, I would like to take a moment here to formally introduce them to each other. Dr. Bulla, this is Mrs. Rerat. And Mrs. Rerat, this is Dr. Bulla. And they're getting the biggest kick out of this. But seriously, panel, at the time of delivery, Mrs. Rerat was in an airplane with the mother flying over the Atlantic, and Dr. Bulla was flying over the Pacific. No, he wasn't. No, he supervised the delivery, and he was actually in another airplane about 100 miles away. Isn't that something? Now, Mrs. Rerat, I understand that when the pilot of your airplane discovered that a lady was about to have a baby, you volunteered to help. But how did they find you, Doctor?
Well, they called through the loudspeaker whether there was a doctor on the plane.
On her plane?
On my plane.
Your plane. Why did they do that all of a sudden?
I didn't quite know. My first impression was when I raised my little finger. The pilot was caresick.
Is it true that you're a dentist?
He's a mechanic. Like that. You just said you... No, I can't say that. What were his first instructions to you, Miss?
Eat some hot water.
What did he tell you to do?
Not to get excited.
Anyway, she obviously didn't get too excited because at 39,000 feet, they were both given laughing gas. No, and a bouncing 5-pound baby girl was born, and the mother and child are both doing very well. As a matter of fact, I think it's time you met your patient, Doctor. She's backstage right now, so let's all go out in the middle of the stage. The three of us are laughing. After what you've been through, we're laughing. This is, however, Mrs. Albert Herzog from Warehouse Point, Connecticut. And I know it was, as I say, quite an ordeal for you, Mrs. Herzog. What about your husband? Where was he all during this time?
He was waiting at Kennedy Airport.
Waiting at Kennedy Airport?
Yes.
And he must have been very surprised when you got off. Did the airlines make you buy an extra ticket or anything?
No.
I see. How long have you been here now?
I'm over 16 months now here.
16 months.
Yes.
I see. Well, it was seriously a great pleasure having all of you folks with us tonight. And before we say goodnight to these people, I'd like you to ought to know. Oh, boy. I must get some sleep as soon as we land. I'd like you to learn about the most unusual birth certificate in history. This is legitimate. The name, the baby's name, Barbara Lufthansa Herzog. Yeah. The time of birth, 1447, Greenwich Mean Time. And if you think that was a mean time, boy, you should have been here. And the place of birth, longitude 4935 north, latitude 6440 west. Thanks so much, and good luck to all of you. See, I told you that was an unusual secret. But what I didn't tell you is how funny it was. We found that out as we went along. We'll meet our special guest for tonight in just a minute. But first, here's Bill Cullen with a new holiday dessert idea. What's cooking, Bill?
Nothing, Steve. A couple of weeks ago, I showed you how to make a delicious pumpkin pie you don't have to cook. New creamy pumpkin pie. It's such a hit, I've been asked to do an encore. And here is all you need. A box of Dream Whip, a box of Jell-O instant pudding, vanilla flavor, and canned pumpkin. You just mix the prepared Dream Whip with the pumpkin, the Jell-O instant pudding, milk and spices, then slowly beat with a rotary beater until they're thoroughly mixed together. Now, pour into your favorite pie shell and top the pie with the rest of the Dream Whip. See, it's that easy to make because you don't have to cook it. Now, the recipe is on every box of Jell-O instant pudding, vanilla flavor, or on the envelope that's on the inside of every box of Dream Whip. You just wait till your family tastes it. Pumpkin pie that's as light as your holiday mood. New, easy-to-make, creamy pumpkin pie. It's truly delicious.
And now it's time to meet our special guest for tonight. I don't think anybody will argue when I say that she's one of the greatest musical comedy stars of all time. Ladies and gentlemen, here is the wonderful Miss Ethel Merman. Wonderful to have you with us.
Oh, it's a pleasure to be here. It's
I don't
fun.
know if you could hear backstage a little while ago. I said, doesn't Ethel look great? And the whole audience applauded.
Oh, isn't that nice?
Yeah, and it's
Thank
true.
you.
Now, are you going to play the xylophone for us tonight?
No, I'm not going to play the xylophone. The panel's going to play the xylophone.
You got a lot of faith in our panel.
Oh, well, it's really, there's no problem at all, Steve. Now, look, you see, each note on the xylophone is numbered.
We'll show our audience that at home here.
And I've also translated some music into numbers. Now, each one of these cards here represents a song. So if the panel can read the numbers, you can play the songs. It's very simple.
Sounds very
Now,
simple to me.
Why don't you try it first, Steve? Huh?
This, of course, is Yankee
Yeah.
Doodle. Just play the numbers, huh?
Yeah.
9, 9, 10, 11, 9, 11, 10,
9. Hey, there's nothing to it.
Yeah, I never even took arithmetic in school.
Well,
That's right.
it's so simple now. If you can do it, I'm sure the panel can do it, too.
I see.
Shall we try Betsy first? Huh?
Yeah.
Give
Give her a card here?
Yes.
All
It's
right.
very simple. This is, and
What's
this
that?
song,
Here it
this
is.
song is as familiar as a Yankee Doodle, Betsy. Really
All
is.
right.
Yes.
I'll give you something to play on
Yes.
here. Now, we're going to show the audience the name of the song so you folks will know what we're trying to guess.
Yes.
Very simple tune.
Yes. Betsy, it is. A simple tune.
Okay, let's play the numbers and see what happens.
Very good, very good. You're getting
play it
warm.
again.
Don't you know? It's the beat.
Do you have any idea what it is?
Go on.
Yankee Doodle.
We had that. Come on, Betsy. See what?
2, 2, 2. What do you think it might be?
Beautiful. Now,
That's
what is it?
But it goes da-da-da.
Well, it's the beat that's a little
It's the beat that's
yeah,
wrong.
that's yeah.
Begin the beginning. No,
No,
I really...
no, it's not the beginning.
Da, 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 da.
Well, time's up, Ethel.
Alan, what's that?
I'll play it, Ethel, and you
That's
sing
not
the
it.
song.
Yes.
Ethel will tell you what it is.
No, it says, row, row, row your boat, merrily down the stream. But she did it very well. I mean, she always has a beat.
Yeah.
Yeah, now, let's see what Bill can do. Huh?
Okay, Bill,
Yeah.
now it's your turn
Yeah, Bill.
here. Now, on this one, just so the audience can see that this is actually tougher than they might think, we're not going to show you immediately the title of the song. You guess along with Bill.
I'm going to commit
All
it to memory.
All right, put the nickel on. Come on, Bill.
6656.
That was a clinker at the end, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yes.
5, 6.
Oh, 5,
You're
6.
playing the wrong numbers.
6, 6, 5, 6, 7, 6, 5, 6.
Front, please.
Yeah, now that was perfect. That's perfect, and perfect beat, too. Oh, you must know that.
Now we're letting the audience know.
Oh, it's there. It's right there. And you...
Take a guess, Bill.
Come on. Yeah, you. What'd you say?
No, you're playing it wrong.
And it's not Yankee
Okay.
Doodle.
I have no idea what it is.
Here, Ethel will sing what it is.
Blue moon, you everything I want. You had it. You had it all. Sure. Now, Ben.
Okay, Bess. Bess is very musical.
Yes.
Now let's see how she does. This time again, we'll let the audience see what the song is right off the bat.
Yes.
A pretty well-known song, Bess.
Yes.
Completely.
Yeah.
All of me.
All right, everybody together, right?
It's not Smile a While.
No, let's see.
She's got the beat.
You're playing it just right.
Onward, Christian soul.
No, that's not it.
All right, you sing it.
Now, this is a funny one. Here we go. Whoop.
Oh, there she goes. Miss America. Yeah. You should know that one, Beth.
You were playing your song,
You're
Beth.
playing your song.
But she's never heard it sung.
Now, Henry.
Okay, Henry.
Here's
one for Henry. We'll let the audience see what it is. The audience knows. Okay, Henry, it's up to you.
Poor little answer, lost her way.
No.
6, 4, 4, 4. 6, 1, 2, 3. Straight 4.
Oh.
You like my style, huh?
Yeah, great.
Wait, we have to break it up.
Come on, Henry. There you go. Come on, what is it?
Oh, it's a xylophone. And,
Well, Henry, we played the same trick on you we played on Bess.
I'm Miss America?
No.
Here we go.
Oh, he's a jolly good fellow. Isn't this a fun game?
Yeah, it's so much
great
fun.
game.
I wish we had more time to play it, darn it, but
Yeah.
we don't. Well,
No, we don't.
Time always goes like that when you have that much fun.
Yeah.
We were going to
Yeah.
try the musicians in the band and see if they could do it. This afternoon, they showed me one of my tunes, and I missed it. Ethel, it was a wonderful idea.
It
Come
was
back and
fun.
play it again
Goodbye,
soon.
Steve.
Ethel Merman. We'll be back in just a moment. We pause now for this important message.
This is Springtime in the East. Here in the East, as all over America, people are turning to the taste that's springtime fresh. The taste of Salem cigarettes. Salem, America's favorite menthol cigarette, the largest selling by far, because Salem brings you rich tobacco taste, menthol soft flavor. Salem refreshes your taste.
Try something different for a change. Turn to Salem for a taste that's springtime fresh.
Next pack, make it Salem filter cigarettes.
Let's keep going. Yes.
Oh, ladies and gentlemen, we'll be back here in the old toy store real soon again. Good night, panel. Good night, everybody. Good night.
I've Got a Secret was brought to you tonight by General Foods, makers of Sanka Coffee. Surprising Sanka. Rich, flavorful coffee, yet still 97% caffeine-free.
Lucy and Ann Southern cast a suspicious eye upon every foreigner after viewing a movie on foreign intrigue. Follow their uproarious escapade next on The Lucy Show in color.
This program was pre-recorded. This is John Cannon speaking.